Have you ever noticed how walking up the stairs feels just a little harder than it used to? Or how reaching down to pick up something from the floor takes a bit more effort than before? Maybe you've brushed it off and told yourself that's just age, and quietly adjusted your life around it, sitting more, lifting less, hesitating just a moment longer before getting up. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? That slow, creeping loss of strength, the one that makes ordinary tasks feel like challenges, it's something many people over 60 feel. But here's the truth. Losing your vitality isn't an inevitable part of aging. There's a way to support your muscles, to reclaim strength, balance, and stability. And it starts with something beautifully simple and delightfully familiar. Fruit. Yes, the right fruits, common ones you might already have in your kitchen, can help your muscles resist breakdown, recover faster, and stay firm and functional even as the years pass. I've been a doctor for over 30 years, and in that time I've seen something remarkable. The most powerful medicine doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it comes from your plate, from your habits, from your choices. From the kitchen, not the pharmacy. These are the same fruits I recommend to my patients. The same ones I've quietly added to my own breakfast plate as I've grown older. Because when it comes to healthy aging, food isn't just fuel, it's a message you send your body every day. I still want strength. I still want independence. I still want joy. And the fruit that tops today's list, it's not rare. It's not expensive. In fact, it might be sitting on your counter right now, waiting to be seen for what it truly is. So stay with me, because what you'll discover in the next few minutes might just change how you move tomorrow. So let's begin our journey with a fruit that's soft, creamy, and quietly powerful. You might already enjoy it on toast, or mix it into your salad. But what you may not know is that this green gem is doing far more than pleasing your taste buds. It's fighting inflammation, fueling your muscles, and offering your body the quiet strength it needs to rise, walk, and live fully day after day. Let's talk about avocados, and why they may just be one of the most important fruits you can eat after 60. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats that also calm chronic inflammation, a hidden driver of age-related muscle loss. This slow, silent inflammation wears down tissues over time, making it harder to rebuild muscle after everyday use. But with every slice of avocado, you're fighting back. You're also feeding your body potassium and magnesium, two minerals essential for muscle contraction and relaxation. Together, they help prevent cramps, support smooth movement, and even keep your heartbeat steady. One medium avocado also brings over 10 grams of fiber, supporting digestion, balancing blood sugar, and helping your body absorb nutrients more effectively. And there's vitamin E, an antioxidant that protects muscle cells from wear and tear. It's no wonder that research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found older adults who consumed more monounsaturated fats had better mobility and less frailty. I remember Clara, 72, vibrant, always smiling. She told me she used to wake every night with leg cramps. Her daughter suggested half an avocado with lunch. 2 weeks later, the cramps were gone. She was walking farther, sleeping deeper. Now, it's part of her ritual, mashed on whole grain toast with lemon and sesame seeds. You can blend it into smoothies, pair it with eggs, or even turn it into a creamy dessert. And if you're watching blood sugar or cholesterol, avocados are naturally low in both, with fats that fill you up, not weigh you down. Every green scoop is a silent ally, helping you rise with strength and move with grace. You know those mornings when your legs feel stiff, even before your feet touch the floor. Or those afternoons when your shoulders ache with a heaviness that seems to settle into your bones. even though you haven't lifted anything heavier than a coffee mug. It's not sudden, it's subtle, a kind of creeping fatigue. It tiptoes in through the years, not demanding your attention, but gently, persistently, eroding the strength you once took for granted. Many of my patients describe it as feeling like molasses in my limbs, or as if my muscles have forgotten how to wake up. But tucked within nature's cabinet is a fruit, vibrant, tart, and quietly powerful. One that doesn't just nourish the body, but gently nudges it back to life. Tart cherries. Unlike their sweet summer cousins, tart cherries aren't meant for picnics. They're meant for healing. These small red gems are rich in anthocyanins, naturally occurring compounds that go far beyond color. They combat inflammation, the silent saboteur of aging muscles. After 60, our inflammatory response becomes more pronounced, slower to shut down after minor injuries, more likely to interfere with healing. This low-level, chronic inflammation doesn't roar, it hums. And that hum can weaken muscle fibers, stiffen joints, and make recovery feel like climbing uphill. But in study after study, tart cherry juice has shown remarkable effects. In one clinical trial, athletes who drank tart cherry juice experienced significantly less muscle soreness, faster strength recovery, and even reduced levels of C-reactive protein, a key marker of systemic inflammation. If it helps endurance runners rebound from grueling marathons, just imagine what it can do for someone simply trying to garden, stretch, or climb the stairs without that nagging tightness. One particularly meaningful study conducted at Oregon Health and Science University focused on adults over 60. They drank tart cherry juice daily for 12 weeks. The results: reduced muscle damage, better joint comfort, and perhaps most striking, no adverse effects. This is what I find beautiful about tart cherries. They're gentle, natural, and inclusive. Whether you're active or sedentary, diabetic or not, they offer support without side effects. But there's more, something deeply relevant to older adults: sleep. As a physician, I've heard it countless times. "Doc, I sleep lighter than ever. I wake up at 3 a.m. and can't get back to sleep." Poor sleep isn't just tiring, it's a thief. It robs your muscles of their healing window, the precious hours when tissue regenerates, hormones rebalance, and strength is rebuilt. Tart cherries naturally contain melatonin, the hormone that signals your body it's time to rest. Unlike supplements, which can overwhelm the system, tart cherry juice delivers melatonin in balance with other plant compounds, guiding the body gently, rather than forcing it. I recall a patient, Paul, 68 years old, retired electrician. He once described his mornings as wading through wet cement. His legs stiff, his back resistant. I recommended a small glass of 100% tart cherry juice, unsweetened, each evening. 2 weeks later, he looked different, rested, light in his step. "It's like my body finally got the memo," he told me. It's okay to heal. Now it's a part of his routine, along with soft music, dim lights, and a warm cup held in quiet reflection. You don't need much. 4 to 6 ounces is enough. Or you can explore other forms. Capsules for those watching sugar, dried tart cherries sprinkled on oatmeal or yogurt. The key is consistency. Think of it as watering a plant, not too much, not too fast, but every day. Tart cherries are more than a food. They are an act of self-respect, a way of telling your body, "I haven't given up on strength, I haven't given up on rest." They're safe for most people, even those managing blood sugar. As long as you choose 100% juice with no added sugars or modest portions of dried fruit. They are one of nature's quietest, kindest allies. For your muscles, your joints, your rest, and your renewal. A fruit that doesn't shout but gently reassures. Rest now, I'm here, and I'm working with you. You've seen them at the market, those deep red fruits with crowns like royalty. Perhaps you pass them by, unsure what to do with all those little seeds. But these are no ordinary fruits. These are pomegranates, and inside each vibrant seed lies an ancient story, a promise, and a quiet force for renewal. As a physician of over 3 decades, I've often said that healing doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it comes in the form of a fruit that stains your fingers ruby red. And pomegranate is one of those rare gifts from nature that speaks directly to the aging body. Let's begin with the science. Pomegranates are rich in polyphenols, especially punicalagin, a powerful antioxidant that is among the most potent found in nature. These compounds help reduce oxidative stress, a major contributor to cellular aging and muscle decline. Oxidative stress is, in simple terms, the body's internal rust. It builds slowly, especially when circulation wanes and energy production in our muscle cells declines. It's why so many people over 60 feel a deep fatigue after what used to be easy effort: walking, gardening, carrying groceries. Research in the Journal of Nutrition found that adults who took pomegranate extract experienced significantly less fatigue and improved stamina. Another study, this one examining mitochondrial efficiency, revealed that pomegranate improved the way cells produced energy, critical as mitochondrial function declines with age. When I first met George, a retired high school principal in his 70s, he was struggling with daily activities. Gardening had become a burden instead of a joy. He told me, "I used to wake up sore and sit on the edge of my bed debating whether to try again." We added 4 ounces of 100% pomegranate juice to his morning routine. Within a week, he reported feeling lighter, as though his muscles weren't dragging behind him. "It's like I had more fuel," he said. "I didn't dread the next day." This isn't magic. It's improved blood flow. Pomegranate naturally increases nitric oxide production, helping expand blood vessels and improve circulation. And better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles. Your legs feel less heavy. Your arms regain their stamina. Recovery happens faster. The benefits extend to joint health too. Many older adults chalk up stiffness to arthritis, and that's part of it. But often, it's poor hydration and fluid dynamics within the connective tissues. Pomegranate helps ease inflammation in those areas too. In a study conducted at the University of California, older participants who consumed pomegranate regularly not only showed better muscular recovery, but reported fewer aches after exertion. They moved better, felt steadier, and slept more peacefully. That's something I've seen time and time again in my own practice. Now, here's how to welcome pomegranate into your life. Drink a small glass, 4-6 oz of 100% pomegranate juice daily. Not from concentrate. No added sugar. Sprinkle the seeds, known as arils, over Greek yogurt, steel-cut oats, or a green salad. Make a muscle-friendly smoothie. Blend arils with spinach, banana, and flaxseed. Combine with sparkling water and a splash of lime for an afternoon pick-me-up. Remember, the seeds also offer fiber, which supports digestion and stabilizes blood sugar, especially valuable for those managing diabetes. But most importantly, this fruit is about how it makes you feel. Every spoonful tells your body, we're still moving, we're still rebuilding. Pomegranates don't just support your muscles. They support your momentum, that feeling of not just surviving, but thriving. They don't whisper youth, they roar resilience. If you felt like your limbs are rusting, if stairs seem steeper or mornings slower, maybe it's not just age. Maybe your body is simply asking for better circulation, deeper nourishment, and a little help from the inside out. You'll find it perhaps unexpectedly in a fruit you once passed by. So don't overlook the humble pomegranate. In each tiny seed is a spark for energy, for strength, and for a future filled with steadier steps. Let's keep moving. Let's explore the next fruit that strengthens not just the body, but the soul. You might know them as nature's remedy for digestion, but the story of prunes, yes, dried plums, goes far deeper. These wrinkled little wonders, often dismissed as old-fashioned or overlooked in favor of trendier fruits, quietly hold one of the most powerful nutritional secrets for people in their golden years. Beyond their reputation for keeping things regular, prunes are a lifeline for aging muscles, aching joints, and brittle bones. I've seen this time and again in my decades of practice. Let's revisit the science. Prunes are rich in compounds like chlorogenic acid, neochlorogenic acid, and rutin, natural antioxidants that act like bodyguards for your cells. They reduce inflammation, protect muscle tissue from oxidative stress, and slow the degenerative processes that accelerate after 60. This matters, because with each passing year, muscle fibers become more vulnerable to breakdown, especially when inflammation is left unchecked. A study from the Journal of Medicinal Food found that individuals who regularly consumed prune extracts experienced a significant reduction in pro-inflammatory cytokines. Less inflammation means a stronger, more responsive muscular system. But perhaps the most exciting discovery about prunes lies in their relationship with IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, a hormone that plays a vital role in muscle growth and regeneration. Normally, IGF-1 levels decline as we age, contributing to the gradual loss of muscle mass known as sarcopenia. However, research indicates that polyphenols found in prunes may help stimulate IGF-1 production, reigniting the body's natural ability to build and maintain muscle. In a compelling study published in Nutrition Research, scientists found that prune extract not only reduced muscle damage, it actually increased muscle cell size and enhanced protein synthesis, the very process through which muscles heal, grow, and regain strength. I remember one particular patient, Thomas, who was 82 when we first met. A former postal worker, his legs had always been his pride. But with age, even walking across the room left him winded and aching. We added prunes to his daily regimen, just 5 each morning with breakfast. 3 months later, he told me with tears in his eyes, "I don't need to brace the hallway walls anymore." There's more. Prunes are one of the richest natural sources of boron, a trace mineral often forgotten in popular health advice. Boron is critical for helping the body efficiently use calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D, nutrients essential not just for bone integrity, but for muscle contraction and cellular signaling. A groundbreaking study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that postmenopausal women who consumed 100 grams of prunes daily for a year retained more bone density than those who didn't. The implications are clear. Stronger bones mean fewer falls, less fear, and greater freedom. Now, prunes also support hormonal balance, a key concern for seniors. Boron and polyphenols in prunes may help modulate estrogen and testosterone levels, further supporting both muscle mass and mood stability. Then there's digestion. Prunes are loaded with soluble fiber, which supports a healthy gut microbiome. And gut health isn't just about regularity, it's about improving the absorption of nutrients. A nourished gut means your muscles receive the vitamins and amino acids they need to stay active and alive. Here's how Helen, a 76-year-old widow who had given up gardening, rediscovered her rhythm. "Doctor," she laughed when I first brought up prunes, "I thought those were only for people with slow plumbing." But she tried, just 5 prunes a day. A month later, she walked into my office and said, "I pulled weeds for an hour yesterday, and my knees didn't complain once." She now swears by her morning mix: yogurt, oats, and chopped prunes with a drizzle of honey. If you're wondering how to make prunes part of your routine, 5 prunes daily is the golden number. Start with breakfast. Blend them into morning smoothies for a rich, earthy sweetness. Dice and fold into whole grain muffins or bran cereal. Pair with walnuts or almonds for a satisfying afternoon snack. Or simply eat them plain, savoring their soft chew and natural sugar. And don't worry, prunes have a low glycemic index, making them safe even for those managing type 2 diabetes or insulin sensitivity. They're also shelf-stable, easy to store, and inexpensive, a powerhouse in a humble package. In my years as a physician, I've come to believe that true health doesn't always wear a lab coat or come from a bottle. Sometimes it comes from a small fruit that fits in your palm, wrinkled by time but bursting with potential. Every bite of a prune is a quiet defiance of decline. It's the voice that says, let's continue. There's one more fruit, perhaps the most familiar, yet the most underestimated of them all. There's a reason the saying, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away," has stood the test of time. But what if I told you that this humble, familiar fruit could also help protect the very foundation of your independence, your strength? Let's peel back the layers of the apple, starting with its vibrant skin, where a compound named ursulic acid resides. Often overlooked, this natural phytochemical has emerged in scientific literature as a potential guardian of muscle mass and metabolic health. In groundbreaking research published in Cell Metabolism, scientists discovered that ursulic acid supplementation in mice led to increased muscle mass and reduced muscle atrophy, even when the animals were subjected to conditions mimicking frailty. Though human trials are ongoing, these findings have laid the groundwork for further exploration into how natural plant compounds may help us age not just longer, but stronger. Ursulic acid appears to function in part by stimulating IGF-1, a growth factor essential for muscle regeneration, while simultaneously reducing myostatin, a protein that inhibits muscle growth. The result is a hormonal environment that favors repair over deterioration. But apples hold more than one secret. Within their core lies quercetin, a polyphenol celebrated for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Quercetin has been shown in numerous studies to protect mitochondria, the energy-producing structures inside our cells. In aging individuals, mitochondrial dysfunction is a key contributor to fatigue, weakness, and slow recovery. By preserving mitochondrial integrity, quercetin helps keep the body's engine running efficiently. Apples are also rich in pectin, a type of soluble fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria. The connection between gut health and muscle health is growing clearer. A robust gut microbiome improves nutrient absorption, modulates inflammation, and may even influence the production of anabolic hormones. In simpler terms, a healthy gut means better delivery of the building blocks your muscles need. I recall a patient named David, a retired teacher who loved his morning walks. At 79, he was sharp and active, and when I asked about his secret, he simply said, "1 apple a day, always with the peel." He wasn't wrong. In addition to his daily apple, David practiced something many of us forget: consistency. Over time, this modest habit helped him maintain not only bowel regularity and blood sugar stability, but also muscular strength. Studies have shown that ursolinic acid also enhances insulin sensitivity, which can help reduce fat mass while supporting lean body tissue, a critical goal for older adults battling sarcopenia and metabolic syndrome. Let's pause here and look at the bigger picture. How to incorporate apples into your muscle-preserving routine. Choose organic when possible. The peel holds the magic, and it's important to wash it thoroughly. Enjoy apples with a source of healthy fat or protein, like a spoonful of almond butter. This slows sugar absorption and sustains energy. Slice them into oatmeal or overnight chia pudding for a nutrient-dense breakfast. Add diced apple to savory dishes. They pair well with roasted root vegetables, leafy greens, or lentil stews. For dessert, bake apples with cinnamon and nutmeg, adding crushed walnuts for extra minerals and texture. And for those managing diabetes, know this: whole apples have a low glycemic index, especially when consumed with their fiber-rich skin. Granny Smiths in particular are a smart, tart choice for blood sugar control. What I find most beautiful about apples isn't just what they do chemically. It's how they remind us that simple choices, repeated daily, can build resilience over time. Each crisp bite you take sends a message to your body. I'm still here, I still care, I still choose strength. I've spent over 30 years in medicine, and time again, I return to this truth. Some of our most effective tools aren't locked behind a pharmacy counter. They're sitting quietly in our fruit bowl. They're growing on neighborhood trees. They're passed down in wisdom between grandparents and grandchildren. In a world filled with complexity, confusion, and contradictory advice, let us celebrate the clarity and consistency of nature. Let us honor our aging bodies by giving them food that truly serves their strength. So next time you see that apple on your counter, don't overlook it. Embrace it. Embrace it. Bite into it with intention. Because every crunch is an investment in muscle, in movement, in memory, and in every tomorrow still to come. Let's bring it all together. Let's bring it all together. Not just as a list of fruits or nutrients, but as a deeper understanding of what it means to nourish the body and spirit after 60. We've traveled together through creamy slices of avocado, the gentle hush of tart cherry at dusk, the vibrant burst of pomegranate seeds, the humble strength of prunes, and the dependable crispness of the apple. Each one, in its own quiet way, holds a key not just to better muscle health, but to reclaiming our rhythm, our confidence, our sense of self. If you've ever woken up and felt the subtle ache in your knees or paused before climbing the stairs, wondering when that became a chore, you are not alone. But in my decades of listening to patients, caring for aging bodies, and studying human resilience, I've come to understand this. The body doesn't whisper these signals out of failure. It does so out of hope. Hope that we will respond. Sarcopenia at its heart is a quiet unraveling of strength. But it's not irreversible. It's not inevitable. It's a challenge that asks to be met with nourishment, with movement, and with love. And what better nourishment than what nature so lovingly offers us? Science, whether from the Mayo Clinic, NIH, or WHO, continues to affirm that fruits rich in fiber, antioxidants, and phytonutrients are more than snacks. They are silent partners in longevity. But the most remarkable stories I've seen didn't start with elaborate treatments. They began with small, brave decisions. Clara added half an avocado to her breakfast. Paul replaced his late-night snack with a glass of tart cherry juice. George started sipping pomegranate juice before tending to his garden. Aunt Helen placed 5 prunes in a bowl beside her tea each morning. David bit into an apple, peel and all, every day before his walk. None of them set out to make radical change. They simply chose to listen to their bodies, to offer them kindness in the form of food. And slowly, things shifted. Leg cramps disappeared, sleep deepened, stiffness eased, morning routines returned, smiles unburdened by fatigue reemerged. This is what healing looks like, not dramatic transformations overnight, but steady, faithful progress over weeks, then months. So if you're watching this and wondering, is it too late for me? Let me answer you as plainly and tenderly as I can. No, it's not, because healing doesn't have an age limit. Strength doesn't expire. Joy is not reserved for the young. Every day you choose to care for your body with whole foods, with rest, with movement, with breath, you're not just staving off muscle loss. You're reclaiming your ability to live fully. To kneel in your garden, to pick up your grandchild, to open a jar without wincing, to walk further, steadier, freer. Let these fruits be more than items on your grocery list. Let them be symbols of your commitment, your quiet resistance to decline, your choice to keep showing up for yourself. So take this knowledge and carry it into your kitchen. Let your meals become medicine. Let your habits become hope. And as you stir those pomegranate seeds into yogurt or sprinkle diced apples onto your oats, remember, you are doing something powerful. You are feeding not just your muscles, but your future. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to share your story below. What fruit will you begin with? What change are you hoping for? And if this video brought value to your day, consider subscribing. Our community here at Senior Health Hub is built on trust, on experience, and on the shared belief that the best years still lie ahead. Until next time, take gentle care of yourself. You are stronger than you think and more resilient than you've been told.